Hey guys, today I'm here reviewing Frank Gogol's No Heroine book. This is an independent book about one of our characters here. Her name's Alex Strong. You'll figure out why she's strong when you read the book. I'm going to stay away from spoilers here, just because it is a 3-issue series. So the more I tell, the less you get to find out for yourself. It's a really good book, honestly. I probably would have never gave this a try, because it doesn't seem like something that would be up my alley. Just because I'm typically more into like horror comics and manga. But I gave this a shot because one of our fellow cupcakes, Taylor, from Taylor Talks Comics, he reviewed Frank Gogol. And he plugged his site. Frank had a bundle where you could get all 3 of his graphic novels for $30 on www.swordpointpress.com. I will link that in the comments. No, they're not a sponsor, but it is a good book, so I'd like you to check it out. Buy it directly from the source. He does autograph them if you buy the whole set, so that was kind of a bonus for me too. Really cool guy. This is a book about Alex Strong. You see on the back, we got drugs, vampires, and punk rock. So this is a comic about Alex Strong, who's a recovering heroin addict. Kind of dark book. She's fighting vampires, werewolves. There's a big twist at the end that you'd have never seen coming. It's got really interesting art. It kind of reminds me of 90s Image in a good way, not like the crazy over-the-top stuff, but it kind of reminds me of like the artwork on Midnight Nation by JMS. It kind of reminds me of that in consistency. It's really interesting because you've got Alex Strong. She's out here fighting vampires and werewolves, but it's also got a lot to do about families and addiction. Like I said, it's only 3 issues, so you can read this in one sitting. This would be one that I will recommend for our book club at some point. It's a really interesting book. My first Frank Gogol work. Now, if you're going to read this, you really need to read this front to back. He's got a lot of personal essays in here, script, variant covers. The personal essays in the script, they kind of give you a bigger look into Frank's life, about who he is. Maybe you're someone who can relate, This isn't just a book tailored to people who have struggled with addiction. It's also a book that will help people who've been victims of addiction. I mean, we all know someone who's been a drug addict at some point. Maybe that's a loved one, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a significant other, maybe it's yourself. No matter what it is, this is definitely a book you can benefit from. It definitely shows overcoming the odds, and we've got a badass woman here. Alex Strong, it's not a cheesecake book. That's why I say when it reminds me of Image, it reminds me of Image in a good way. This is definitely not like a Witchblade or a Red Sonja, which I love those comics, but they're kind of cheesecakey. There's a lot of emphasis on sex in there, sexual appeal. This is not like that at all. I don't even think the word sex is mentioned in here one time. It's not provocative. She's just a badass woman doing badass stuff. I'm a big fan of it. Like I said, we got some really cool art here. And there's some twists and turns there that'll keep you guessing. It definitely surprised me a little bit just by how it was going. He's got a couple other books. He's got Dead End Kids, which I've also got. I got to read that. I'll probably leave a review on that as well. But I just wanted to leave a short little review here, plugging Frank's work. It's a really good book. You owe it to yourself to check it out. Like I said, you can read it in one sitting. I kind of want to make it a goal on this channel to cover a lot of indie comics. As you guys can see, and if you know me from Facebook groups and things, I'm a big X-Men fan. But everybody knows X-Men. We're not going to talk a lot of X-Men. I'd like to talk a lot of horror, indie comics, horror manga, things like that. So thanks for giving it a check out. If you liked what you've seen, subscribe, like, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos or live streams. And make sure to join our Facebook group, which is a Cupcakes Comic Reviews. You can get on there. We've got a poll for what we're going to read this month. So far, it kind of looks like it's going to be God Country by Donny Cates. But we still got a couple days left, so we'll see how that goes. See you next time.